a guest or in one from participation with meeting with Mr. Frédéric Deschamps, President of CMA, Confederation of Mondial Accordion. Będę mówił po polsku i będę mówił trochę po angielsku. Spotkania z panem Frédériciem Deschampsem, prezydentem Federacji Akordeonowej Światowej, ogólnoświatowej. I mam wielką przyjemność na tym spotkaniu zaprosić do jego uczestnictwa moich wspaniałych uczniów z Państwowej Szkoły Muzycznej w Nysie i uczniów z Państwowej Szkoły Muzycznej w Opole, którzy jeszcze nie są widoczni. Ja króciutko przedstawię wam pana Frédérica Deschamps. I introduce our friend, our big and famous accordionist, Mr. Frédéric Deschamps. Pan Frédéric Deschamps jest jednym z najsłynniejszych akordeonistów na świecie. Jest postacią wielką. Wielokrotnie brał udział jako uczeń i jako student w konkursach akordeonowych, między innymi w Klingenthal, w Puli i wielu innych. Wielu z nich zwyciężył. Później, jako już dorosły człowiek, został znanym światowej sławy nauczycielem. I nie uczy tak jak ja w szkole, ale uczy internetowo, robi kursy, jeździ po całym świecie, gra koncerty. Jest osobą, która reprezentuje akordeon na cały świat. I dzisiaj właśnie będziecie mieli niepowtarzalną możliwość porozmawiania z nim, oczywiście w języku angielskim. Mr. Frédéric Deschamps is now for you, and you have great opportunity to quest him. We start?
Of course, I'm waiting for you.
Pierwsze pytanie. First question is from Nysa, Kuba Michna.
A mam zadawać 3 pytania?
Jedno.
Jakie pytanie? What do you most like to do?
What do you most like to do?
In my life, in general, I have two passions in my life, which is music and people, because music and people is very connected, and equestrian, horses. And that's all.
Lubi dwie rzeczy. Muzykę i ludzi oraz konie. To są jego najlepsze rzeczy, które lubi robić. Proszę o Opole. Kto chciałby? Emil.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
How many minutes, hours do you practice?
How many hours do I practice? So now I don't practice accordion because I give all my time to my students. But when I was myself practicing accordion, and I discovered accordion very late, I was practicing something like between 12 and 14 hours every day. So because I was late in my life of accordion, I was dedicated on biology studies. I wanted to be a veterinary, and I discovered accordion very late when I was 19, 18. And when I decided to try to make a career with accordion, I was very late. I didn't know free bass accordion, because now I know that your child have the chance to can begin with free bass accordion. In my time, no. So I really practice a lot, but not a long time. Between 20 to 22, I practice 12 to 14 hours a day from Monday to Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
And next is Nysa, is Kasia Zielińska.
How do you remember your first accordion teacher?
My first accordion teacher, René Létu. It's a very nice to remember. And I always loved this man. He was very nice, very sympathetic, and always try to be kind and to explain you good a little bit. And this teacher I had from my 11 to my 14 years old.
Czy wszyscy zrozumieli? Czy mogę przetłumaczyć? Tak, pierwszym nauczycielem, pan to wspomina bardzo dobrze, był bardzo dobrym człowiekiem, uśmiechał się, był taką dobrą duszą dla niego. Także zobaczcie, jak uśmiechnął się zaraz po tym, kiedy wspominał swojego nauczyciela. I said, you smiled, then you remember your first accordion teacher.
Yeah, because he's here always.
Zawsze jest w jego sercu. Dziękujemy, Kasia. Podziękuj ładnie proszę.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And I can add one small thing. And this is a message for the accordionists who win competition, and I think it's always good to mention the name of our first teachers, because all the time the people who win competition or the artists on stage, they speak about the last teacher. But the last teacher didn't make so much a revolution. All is because the first teacher give you the wand and the motivation. So we always need to mention the first teacher and to thank the first teacher.
I warto zawsze wspominać pierwszego nauczyciela, nie tylko ostatniego, bo zwykle wspomina się ostatniego nauczyciela we wszelkich na przykład konkursach, ale warto wspomnieć tego pierwszego, który dał ten impuls, dzięki któremu zajęliśmy się właśnie akordeonem. Next question from Michał Chyra from Opole.
Hello.
I don't have a question, but could you please play for us?
Yes, you understand. Could you play for us?
No. No, because I didn't play accordion, really play accordion, some difficult pieces, since something like 15 years, because I said before that I give all my time to my students. So I would not like to play to you something too much easy with no interest. And second, the sound of accordion don't go on Zoom. So it will not be a good result. So sorry, the answer is no.
Pan Fryderyk mówi, że od wielu lat już nie gra tak interesujących, tak wspaniałych utworów, dlatego że cały swój czas poświęca dla studentów. I w związku z tym nie bardzo mógłby wam zagrać jakiś trudny utwór, nie chce grać nic prostego, a poza tym przez Zoom słabo słychać.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. But you can find my recording of my young age of 22 when I win the competitions. I found it a cassette that a friend of mine transformed in MP4 format, and I put all in YouTube in my channel Frédéric Deschamps, so you can listen to me after when I was playing good.
Oczywiście możecie znaleźć nagrania pana Fryderyka także w internecie. Next question from Nysa, Alexander Singh.
Hello, Alexander.
Hello, I'm Alex, I'm 14 years old, and my question is, what made you choose accordion as your main instrument?
Why I choose accordion?
Yes.
It was not my choice. It's a very interesting question. I was the present of my mom for my grandmother, so her mom, because I lost my grandfather very early when I was 11, and my grandfather loved accordion. He taught me how to dance the valse when I was child, and the paso doble and the tango, and he always would have the wish that the child will play accordion, but unfortunately I didn't do, and he didn't see me playing accordion because he's dead before. And for Christmas my mom decided to say that, okay, to my grandmama, now the child will play accordion, and I did it. But you know, when you are 11, you don't choose. If mama say, you do.
Zrozumieliście? Mam przetłumaczyć? To nie on wybrał akordeon. Było po prostu tak, że jego dziadek bardzo chciał, żeby grał na akordeonie, a że jego dziadek chciał, no to jego mama chciała. A co mama powie, to trzeba robić. Next question from Opole. It's Miłosz Sanami.
Hello, Miloš.
Hello, I'm Miłosz. I'm 13. Can you play on the piano?
No, but but I have an anecdote about that. When I was making my studies of accordion very late, when I was 19, it was a piano accordion in the school that was a little bit not sympathetic with accordionists. So I decided to learn the piano myself and to pass my exam of piano, just to show her that accordionists can be flexible, and if you have talent somewhere, you have talent everywhere. So I played piano for 6 months in my life, but I play something like 2 sonata of Scarlatti, 1 sonata of Mozart, and Cacciaturian, and that's all. But now I cannot play piano. I forgot.
Fortepian nie jest jego dobrym instrumentem, dlatego że w toku swojej nauki spotkał się z takim nauczycielem fortepianu, który bardzo nie lubił akordeonów. I on chciał mu udowodnić, że ten akordeon jest bardzo fajnym instrumentem. No w związku z tym wyuczył się paru utworów na fortepianie, ale nie jest to jego wielka pasja.
And to finish the story with piano, I also discovered that on my technique, but also on the technique of my hand accordion, that the piano gives to the fingers too much power, and then the touch of the accordion is a little bit hard, and the release also are a little bit hard if you play the piano because of the difference of weight. So I always, if my students have the choice, I always say, okay, don't touch that instrument.
Pan Fryderyko powiedział o tym, że jaka jest różnica między fortepianem a akordeonem klawiszowym. Różnica przede wszystkim w wadze klawisza. W związku z tym występują różnice w technice. I dlatego uważa te instrumenty za różne. Next question from Nysa, also Miłosz Kasprzyk.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you even still enjoy playing on accordion, or did you get bored of it after years of playing?
Interesting question. Both. I still enjoy playing accordion, but I've been a little bit bored in one moment, because when I finished all my competition in 1992, because I had the chance, and because I provoked the chance to participate in Trophée Mondial, Klingenthal and Coupe Mondial in 1992 in the same year, and fortunately I won all this competition. It was a little bit the first time, you know, that people can win all in the same time, so it would make a big promotion. At this time was not Facebook, not YouTube, and to have promotion it's only on the accordion village, international village, but still a village. And many people this year met me and invited me after. So during 7 years, from 1993 to 2000, I never stopped playing. Something like Friday you can be in Germany, Saturday you can be in Canada, and Sunday, and Monday you can be in Sweden. It was quite complicated, you know, traveling all the time with an accordion on your back all over the world. So I did that 7 years. I was happy to do it, but slowly by slowly I began to have one student, my first one in Vicente Perani from France. After I had Jérôme Richard and Fred Baldo, and a lot of students that took me more and more time. That this time I don't have to practice myself. So one day I decided, okay, now I stop. I was a little bit bored to practice and to be all the time in emergency. But I like to play accordion. For example, now I have 2 Ukrainian friends in my house, and for Christmas we play this Chedrin all together. Something very simple, but I love this relationship with music and friends, but not alone.
An interesting answer. Thank you.
It was an interesting question, so it's your fault.
Next question from Opole, Victoria Banjo.
Hi, how many years have you been playing accordion?
So, as I mentioned before, I begin at 11, and I told that at 11 you don't say yes or not, you do what mama say. And I practice accordion since 11 to 14. But at 14, you can say no if you want. You know that you can say no. So I stopped a little bit. I was not that big motivated. And at 14, I discovered equestrian, first relation with horses. And I was made of horses since I was a child. So I lost totally the interest with accordion. And I changed my life. I go more with horses. And after that, I met another teacher that give me motivation to practice again. So I practiced. We made 2 years competition in the French National Championship, and it works very fast. So I lost again motivation after I go in biology studies. So I lost my motivation there, and after I discover again accordion. And what was? Can you repeat your question? I missed something.
Czy możesz powtórzyć swoje pytanie? Dlaczego? Czy nie pominął czegoś?
How many years have you been playing accordion?
Ah, yes, that is what I missed. So we have to calculate 11 to 14. 4 years, and after, let's say, 2 years more. But the most important hours, years that I practiced was from 19 to 22. So, but I said that I was practicing between 12 and 14 hours a day. So it's difficult to calculate how many years, because I made today in one.
Więc na początku ćwiczył jak każde dziecko od 11 do 14 lat, bo mama kazała, a w wieku lat 18 odkrył akordeon na nowo i wtedy ćwiczył bardzo, bardzo dużo.
Okay, thanks.
My pleasure.
Next question from Nysa, Alexandra Aleister.
Hello, Alexandra.
So, how old were you when you started playing the accordion?
Can you repeat, please? A little bit
Może
louder.
powiedz głośniej i powoli.
How old were you when you started playing the accordion?
Ah, I was 11.
I was 11.
Yeah.
Miał 11 lat, kiedy rozpoczął grę na akordeonie. I był posłuszny, bo mama kazała grać na akordeonie. Wtedy jeszcze nie czuł tego akordeonu. Wtedy jeszcze nie bardzo chciał, ale grał. Dziękuję. Szybciutko mamy łącze. Next question from Opole, from secondary grade student.
Rambo.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of videos on the Facebook from your students, I guess. For example, Jonas was with us, maybe. And I have the special question. Maybe you have some special approach to practice the technique, because this is very, very, I like it from you.
Do you have a week in front of you? Because the answer will be long.
Okay, maybe.
We have time, yes.
Okay, so yes, I have an approach little bit different, but just because my approach with accordion was a little bit different. That means that I begin with a teacher, that I want to say a normal teacher, but a lovely teacher, but normal, that teach you, okay, this is do, re, mi, fa, you want to pull loud, you have loud sound, you want to play piano, I don't pull so much. Okay, and after they teach me how to go faster by a small exercise, and after tan tan tin tan ta 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 tan ta 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 ta. Okay, but that didn't help me so much, because sometimes you can have the problem to have some talent that is your worst enemy. That means, for example, if you have a lot of energy, when you will play 2 and 3, you will have 4 and 5 who will fly immediately. And you cannot play fast just because you are too fast. You understand? This is a problem. So how to resolve that? And it's complicated, but this is not exactly the problem. It's a consequence of the real problem that we need to find. And the real problem was not because I was too fast, because this was my quality. But I cannot play good at this time because my fingers was too much free. And you know that too much free down is anarchy. So this is an example that, this small example. So I had problems because when I arrived finally at the last school and people say to me, okay, oh, you have talent, you play fast, it's good, go and practice that. I arrived next week and I was playing bad. And the teacher begin red, you know, go practice. And I look sympathetically, the teacher say, yes, but how? That's the question. And I understood at this time that for people like me, it was, I will not have answers by the teacher, by this teacher, which is, I don't complain. I will not say the name, but I don't complain. And because I made some studies of biology before, I use all the things that the life gave me before in my young experience of 18, 19 years old boy, to try to use that in the accordion. So what I did, I opened my accordion to understand what is inside. And I realized that when you press a button, or a key is the same, you have a clapet with opening. But it's at this time you pull, it will make a... And I say, what? Why I should press and don't press if the power of the left arm will help me to not press if I pull before, because if you're like that, you try to touch the button, but the aspiration will make... So when you press, immediately the power of the wind will close the clapet. What does this mean? That means your sound is very short. What does this mean? That means you can play faster. Because to play good and fast means you can make short sounds. Okay? So I realized just opening the instrument, but I'm not someone who can do these things, repair the things. I'm a musician, okay? I don't know at all how to repair. So I asked friend to open for me with a screwdriver, and I just realized how works the accordion and what is the relation between the wind and the touch. And very fast I realized that finally in the music what is important is not to press, is to go out. So what I focus with all my students and what I focus with myself is, if you want to play, let's say, black or white, legato or staccato, it's not belong to the moment you press, because the composer say to you with the rhythm, press here. But never one composer can write on the score where you have to release, where you have to finish the sound. So I just realized that it's not the finger who have to go out, it's the tension of the arm. And the tension of the arm make a keyboard harder or softer. It's like you, I see that you are a sportsman, and when you go running, if you run on the snow with 50 centimeters of snow, you go down, 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 get tired, lose the equilibre and fall. Okay? It's the same if you play accordion and press totally down the keyboard, you get tired. In one moment, you lose the tempo and you lose memory. Instead of that, if you have the exact tension of your bellows that makes the elasticity of the keyboard, like when you go on the stadium running something like 30 minutes, you don't run on the stones, you run on the plastic, because it makes a little bit elastic, then you don't hurt your articulation, and then you run long time, no pain, and no gain. So all these small things, I just realized myself because of opening. And you know, when you are in biology, you discover how works the things, and you have to think by yourself. Sometimes you have in 2 months, you need to learn by memory 3 books, which is cauchemar. So you need to have some mnemotechnique, some exercises of memory that with some keywords you can understand. Okay? And after, I just realized also with my horses, with the training, because I was also a jockey at this time, that you cannot train a horse if the ground is too much soaked. Okay? But you cannot train a horse if the ground is too much hard. So it's exactly the same. And after that, I learned from the horses the relation between reflex and reflection. For example, a horse, it's a ball of muscles, tendons, and reflex. It's not intelligent, a horse. Okay, not intelligent like you and me, who we can think, analyze, and react. A horse will just have the habit of that's scare, that is good, that is bad, and slowly by slowly it takes habits. And if you want to train a horse, you have to take care about the reflex. But the reflex just comes from the reflection. And the reflection, you can have that only by slow. Because this reflection, that means you need to think. Only the silence can teach you how to understand. And the last thing I want to say, when we practice accordion, sometimes we want to do it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. Great. But we must not forget that it's the moment after the practicing that you will not touch your accordion, you will be in party with your friends, you will be wherever you want. You sleep. During these times, your brain transforms what you understood in what you will have as a new reflex. And then you know. That is why we need to give the chance to the brain to understand carefully by slowly, to be sure that the day after or in 2 days, it will give you back like a reflex. And after, when you play, you don't have to think, it's reflex. So that's why I teach that. I learned that from my equestrian life, from my biology studies, from my normal life, by curiosity, opening the accordion, understanding how it works. And after I did this technique for myself, and because I was in a hurry, as I said before, I just have 2-3 years, 2 years and a half exactly to go from not a lot to the World Championship. So I had to be efficient, and I have to use my brain more than my fingers. And my nice sentence with my students is all the time, use your brain, not your fingers.
Okay, thank you so much.
So it's your fault, you had an interesting question, so I answer.
I think you must go to us for 1 week workshop. Yes, I agree with you at not 100, 200%.
Thank you. And this is great.
Next question from Nysa, Karolina Satora.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is, which brand of accordion you think is the best?
Sorry, the connection was a little bit. Which accordion I think is the best?
What brand?
With Brown. You want me to have friends tonight? It's very interesting question. Also, it depends. It depends of. We are lucky with the accordions world because we are the youngest instrument in the world. We are one of the youngest instruments. That means we have to discover everything. For example, in 300 years ago, for example, the doctor was also a philosopher. He was he do all the job, okay? And now it's a little bit the same. An accordionist professional should be on the playing, on the composing, on the reparation and development of the instrument, on the promotion of the instrument, on the organization of events. So this is not normal. It could be good to have just one thing to do it good. But the magic of our instrument is very young instrument. So it's difficult to say which instrument today is the best because, you know, factories of accordions, they have concurrence, of course, and depend of the artist, which artist is in collaboration, they develop more this or more that or more that. But I will be more precise. I think that we can begin by the smallest instrument to the biggest instruments. I think the smallest instrument, the instrument who have a good sound, but it's not so important for me, the good sound. We need a sound. We need a good mechanic. We need small keyboards. We need weight, very light. We need the shape of the instrument, very adequate, because if the keyboard is too much in advance, you will play like that. So for the moment, I think Horner is very good for the small instruments, the smallest instrument, like the Nova, like the Bravo instrument. Then on the intermediary instrument, I want to say that everybody is good now. Everybody is good because the general level of instrument grow up, and all the Italian factories, they have a relation with artists that come from another brand. So they bring their instrument first to tuning, and during the time they build the next instrument, for example. So now they know all what is new technique, and so they learn everything. And you know, in Castelfidardo, there are also a lot of people who make mechanic for many brands. Okay, not all the accordion factory makes their own mechanic. Not all accordion factory makes their own keyboards. They don't build the reeds. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 factories who build only the reeds, but they make the reeds for all factories. So the medium level, I want to say it's very good. After, at the highest level, it depends on the style of music. If you want to play classical music or modern music, free bass, convector, we have, historically, we have two big brands that are today the best, which is Bulgarian Pidgini, far away. And you have this instrument from East that have a very good sound, but mechanic is a catastrophe. So you see, you have to, when I say this Italian are the best, yes, we have from East some sound sometimes which is better because it's all in reeds, you know, in reed plaque, but the mechanic is cauchemar. And for the standard bass and for jazz accordion, we have Victoria, who really made something fantastic with wood. We have Beltuna also, who makes something amazing with some double cassotto plus ampli sound in the below. You have the new brand like Tirenti and Paolo Soprani, who is not a new brand, but it's a new team who really create something new. So the advantage of the variété accordion, it's the repertoire is all the time new. So they have to adapt. And the artists come and say, ah, yes, I want double bassoon, double flute, but I don't want cassotto, for example, which is amazing. We never saw that. And Tirenti did it. So if it was me who have to buy an instrument, I would be very embarrassed now, because I would try this and that and this again and that again. But for variété, I had a long collaboration with Honor, and I created some instruments that, of course, I prefer because it's my babies. Understand? So when it's your baby, you are not objective. But that doesn't mean that the others are not better. But what I like in an accordion, like I said before, is the keyboard is very thin. For piano accordion, I would dream that the factory of accordion stopped to make the white here and the black here, because you have to play the white here and the black here. It's nonsense. The black key should be 2 millimeters more. Then you don't have so much difference, you see. A few things, but we are speaking about that, which is, you see, I'm very interested on the answer, just because it's I repeat, a new instrument, a new story all the time. And this is our magic, because every year something is created, new repertoire, new model of accordion, new technique. Okay, so I answer to your question.
Fred, could you tell us something about Grand Converter by Beltuna? Its new system, electrical.
I would dream to try it, because I had two.
Me too.
I had 2 interviews with Francesco Magascini. You know, they are all cousins in Castelfidardo, so his name is Magascini, but he's Beltuna. And he explained me, I saw the video, it looked like there is the same weight on the left, exactly the same 120 grams perhaps from the first row, second row, third row, or fourth row of buttons. That should be amazing, because on our accordion never we have that. And of course it should be genial. So I would dream to try it. I still never try it, but it's not desesperated.
Okay, thank you. Next question from Opole, Tomasz Bach.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question. How make your left hand technique better, maybe similar like right hand, because we know that playing in left hand is very tough and not comfortable.
Bravo. That is the question also. Okay, I think the secret of the left hand is to use the left shoulder point. That means, look, we have this belt, yes, who is genial because we can play accordion. Without that, we cannot. Okay, or we have something that we pull, but we don't have left hand. So this is genial. But we always have the defect of our quality. Because of that, it makes tension on the muscles and blocks the tendons. So we have two things: gravity and position. Sorry, someone phoned me and I am on the connection on my phone. You still listen to me? It's okay?
It's okay.
Okay, because it's the first time that I use my connection for my telephone and someone phoned me and I don't know if it will cut or not, but it doesn't cut. Perfect. So, two important things: gravity and shoulder movement. Because my goal when I play accordion and when I teach accordion is to never move the finger. For me, the only work of the finger is to do that. I play number 2, I stop number 2. I play number 3, I stop number 3. I play number 4, I stop number 4. I play number 5, stop. I don't want that the finger go here, 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 here. It's not their job. If you want, on the right hand, it's very obvious. You play button or piano accordion? Button accordion. Okay. On button accordion, so, all right. If you're like that, first row of button, I think it's a bad idea to say second row of button, third row of button, fourth row of button. Okay? Because, and the worst is fifth row of button, because we all the time have here the switch registers that we are afraid to touch them, so the finger immediately go like that. For my student, it's forbidden. You cannot. When you need a special driving lesson to use the fifth row of button. Because the fifth row of button, all the time put your fingers flat. And flat, you don't have at all power. So that means if you pull loud and the keyboard becomes harder, you will be ejected. So you don't want to be ejected, so you press more. You press more, what you do? You lose time. So the idea is to go from the first row, second row, third row. If you want to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, but do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. That means you take that is your accordion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now where you go? You are obliged to go like that. Look, it's not convenient. So 1, 2, I use my hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go down with my elbow. That push my thumb down. I never change the position of my finger. And I want to come back. Up, I come back. Okay. That was easy for the right hand. For the left hand, gravity. If you pull too much with your belt here, you will block your tendons. Instead of that, you have your accordion here. You will play. Many accordionists are blocked on this position. This is my right. They put the back of the instrument inside the right leg, which is logical. But they are a little bit too much all the time on the right. Why? Because before playing, all accordions lose a little bit air, and then the accordion opens by himself. I don't want that. So you're a little bit here. That means at the beginning you play, the gravity goes there, and you have to pull. Instead of that, before you play, go on your left, on your hips. Use the gravity that help you to pull on the bellow. On the middle of the bellow, of the chaining of the bellow, begin to be on your 2 hips normal. And before, few seconds, 2 seconds before the chaining of the bellow, be on your opposite direction. Then the weight of your instrument is up and goes on this direction. It will help to come back. That means you will never use too much the power of your arm, and your tendons will be free. You understand?
Yes, yes.
It makes sense, no?
Yes.
It's not like I pull, ole, I push, ole. No, it's I pull, my gravity is there, this is my left. I pull, I come back on the middle, I am on my 2 hips, I come back there, I'm ready. The weight is there, you want to go there. I come back, I go there, and goes there. Of course, this is for the big bellow. If the bellow is too short, stay there, you don't need. Then, movement. When you play here, in standard bass or free bass, no matter, and you want to go there, logic is to go there. Okay? To do that. It's very dangerous. Never make with the accordion a movement perpendicular to the movement and direction of bellow. Because if you do that, you will block the bellow. If you block the bellow, it's not because it will be a softer sound, we don't mind about that. If you just block a little bit the bellow, immediately the keyboards will become softer. Why softer? Because if you stop the tension, you stop the suction of the mechanic of the clapet, and then you can press down. That means you are playing fast on the right, the left hand do that. Sorry, I do good. I want to do bad. So the left hand do that, okay, like that, and then the right hand fall down on the keyboard. So the idea is when you want to go up, go down with your shoulder, and with the contact only here. On the when you pull, you need to have the contact. Absolutely not here, only here. Then, if you want to go up, look, my fingers are like that. Strong, close, because we have small buttons. If you want to go up, just think to go down with your left shoulder, that make a rotation of your elbow and make moving up your fingers, always on the good position of strength with amortissement, okay? That is good, that is bad. And then you do that and you continue to pull on the bellow. On the same time, to continue to pull on the bellow and to not have tension, you prepare the transition of the bellow, but instead of pulling with your left arm, you want that the bellow is open. Take your right part and pull on the bellow on your right and continue to play here without pulling. It's your right part to contribute to the opening of the bellow, and you change the gravity. If you want to go down, okay, it's the same. You are here, you want to go down, go up. And when you do the same, when you push, never have contact with this part, but always be stick here, and you push like that, okay? You push, you want to go up, go down, you want to go down, go up. Understand?
Okay.
It's a little bit complicated to say that without music, without trying, but I try to be clear. Gravity and movement of body, never movement of finger.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure.
It's very interesting idea. With the shoulder must be up and down at the process.
Yeah, but that is why, Darius, one very important thing is how to adjust the straps of your accordion.
Yes, it's very important.
Because I don't know if I have here, I should have, yes, I have one accordion here. Okay. If I see so many, even concertists, okay, who play good, but imagine if they have free down from the shoulder, they will play much better. Most of the, now I don't attach me on the back, okay, I'm free on the back. What you do, you have the straps here, but you need to have the instrument fixed. So what you do, you block your shoulders. That means you cannot use that movement like do the pianist. Why they do the pianist? They don't do like that, but they do like that. A pianist, if you want to play with his two hands on the high sound, what he do? He use which part of his body? Not the arm. He use the hips. He push his hips and then he's like that. The same here. When you want to play, suddenly the right, like in Chopin, suddenly the right hand there and the left hand here. What he does, he cannot do that. The arm will not be okay, no. So what he does, the hips, okay? Because the pianists are free. They are free. They are not stick to the piano, but we are stick to the instrument, which is good. It's good because when you breathe, you imagine you have one sound. Point. You breathe, you can make the things, okay? So this we can use. Sometimes it's a defect, but we can use. But, okay, I repeat, the piano is free. We are not free. So we need to move, but we must not make moving the sound. So that's why, if we are stick, okay, I cannot stick myself here, but the straps should be here and here. And the best should be to have straps like that. You understand? Like that, to go around your neck and be in your back exactly on the center. Then you have totally free right part, because here you stay fixed, but you can move that without influence on the bellow. And the same, especially for the left, if it's here, never you can do that because you lose your accordion. Okay? So that's why when you play, most of the time people are a little bit stick here because they want to have an instrument fixed, especially on the bellow shake, for example. But it's a problem of qualities. So we have quality of accordion and we have the defects that we are attached. But we can compensate to be attached as close as possible to the muscles here, to have the perfect freedom of the shoulders that goes up and down without moving the sound of the accordion.
Okay.
Okay, you will try.
Yes. Thank you.
But I will control if you try or not.
Okay.
Yes, we will control it.
Bravo.
Next question from Nysa. Mikołaj Wolny.
How do you think a future of accordion?
Good. Very good. Very good. The accordion, look, I think in Poland, like everywhere in the world, especially in France, accordion has a reputation of instrument for all people. No?
We are afraid it's you have right.
No, don't be afraid. It's right. Don't be afraid. C'est comme ça. It's like that. But why? It's very easy to criticize someone, but important, this is the consequence, it's not the problem. The real problem of the accordion is too good. For example, when the accordion has been invented on the years, let's say 19, to be, okay, we know that the brevet was from 18 something, 62, or I don't remember, but accordion began to exist 1910, begin to be popular 1930. In the 1930, when it begins to be popular in France, but I think very fast everywhere, and perhaps not from France, but from Italy, of course, it comes from Italy, but we have these French museums that also have been worldwide. But why it's an old instrument or instrument for old? Because he has been too much successful from his first steps. Everybody discovers the accordion and they see that with these things that you can put on your back, you can go on the bars and be the king of the bar, making the ambience. You are the superstar. Only you with your accordion. If there is no piano and you are pianist, you will not carry your piano. Violinist, yeah, you can play violin, it's genial, but alone you cannot. Accordion, we don't need anybody. Okay, so it has been successful, and also take an accordion, give it to a child who never listen music, never see any kind of music, they will love. Why? Because it makes sound, it's energetic, it's on your body, it's like an extension of your body. And now what we see on the schools, because accordion is in the conservatories since not that long time. I remember when I was making my studies in Paris Conservatory, was not accordion. After, when I finished my competition in 92, in 93 was one class of accordion, 94 I was another class of accordion, but not on the National Conservatory at this time. So, because conservatories open accordion class finally, now all the conservatory of France, for example, but all the conservatory and music school also from all over the world, they have information or they have advices, because on the National Conservatory you need to have an accordion class, so they need to open accordion class. And then the child on the kindergarten, when you give them an accordion, you ask piano, accordion, violin. A lot of them take accordion because they discover now the accordion, like in the 1930s, they discover accordion. So that means, and why the people didn't like so much and why the image of old, it's because it has been so much successful in the 1930s that these people, young people, 1930 discover accordion, play the accordion, but 20 years later they have child, and it's the instrument of the father, okay. But 20 years or 25 years later, it's the instrument of the grandfather. And add something 15, 20 years from the grandfather. So it was so successful there, but it begins very fast to be the instrument of the old one from the family. You understand? So the image was not that interesting. I remember me at school when I said I play accordion. We had Yvette Horner in France. She was fantastic. The only problem is with marketing. Jean-Paul Gaultier, you know, from fashion, he transformed her in Eiffel Tower with orange hair, with blue, white, red dress like Eiffel Tower in France. It was ridiculous. So they killed the image of the accordion. But now, more and more, the accordion is an instrument normal in a band. It's not only the one in front with all these paillettes, all these colors. It's one musical instrument in wood that make music with others. That plus the conservatory, now the accordion is discovered by the child, and more the child in conservatory want to play accordion. So the future, to finish, the future of the accordion is good because we play with people. It's finished to be on the idea that I am the superstar in front. No, forget. We are an instrument of music. A few of us could make some concert alone, but the real duty of music is to share. And the future of the accordion is fantastic because we have now more and more creation in chamber music. And this is the future of the accordion for the classical. And for the other, okay, folk music, if we want, I love that. But it depends on the hour, you know. In 1 hour on the day, I want to listen classical music. In the night, okay, if we go in party, music is okay. So accordion has a chance to be and popular, and jazz, and classical, contemporary, modern, and electronic, or all what you can imagine. So we have a great future. Continue to practice accordion.
Oh, it's a good idea. So in Opole we have no more question. Maybe in Nysa we have any questions. Może w Nysi mamy jeszcze jakieś pytania? Ktoś jeszcze chce coś zapytać? Jest jeszcze ktoś.
Hello, my name is Jacob.
Hello.
And I have a question to you. What you think about Astor Piazzolla's compositions?
I love, but for me it's music. Point. I love Jaroslav Alexiv. I love Piazzolla. I love Mozart. I love Frank Angelis. I love every music that have and nice melody because it's important. It's important. I don't know where they go with this noise actually, and I know that a lot of people perhaps will hate me, but I don't mind. I assume. Don't lose the world because we need to make contemporary. Contemporary is the music of today. That doesn't mean you must make only noise, okay? But, for example, you speak about Piazzolla. Look, Scarlatti, Bach. They are the first one who added on their music, very tonal, on their music, they added the second minor, the dissonance. This tension, imagine at the beginning of Bach and Scarlatti, when they make this tension, the people listen at it, oh, but it's wrong. With Piazzolla, who make his studies in Paris with Lily Boulanger, or perhaps his sister, but one of the sister Boulanger, he discovers this modern music, but still with melody, you know. He discovers this new harmony. And Piazzolla is the one who is intelligent to make a melting pot of all the things that he heard, he learned in his life, and made his own way. And you have tango, but you don't want to dance necessarily when you listen Piazzolla. There are some pieces only for dance, but Meditango, you don't want to dance. But when you listen, the melody, the harmony, which is close to jazz, sometimes a little bit, a lot of tensions, clusters, effects. I say, Piazzolla, bravo. And what I love overall is, first you ask me the question, but you ask me the question because Piazzolla is one of the most popular in the world. If you say to everybody in the street, you know Piazzolla, except some people who will say, you make pizza, yes, but not that. Everybody knows Piazzolla. So he's so popular, and he's popular in the good way, because he was the one who makes this nice melody, so complicated to make beautiful music with 3 sounds. And the melody of Piazzolla is 3 sounds, and he said all, plus the background, rich, so rich. And this is also why on the accordion now, on the variété, we go in that direction also, to mix the styles.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, maybe somebody next. Yes. Kamil?
Hello, I'm Kamil Brzeziński, and I would like to ask if you like movie music.
Movie music, yes, of course. For me, movie music, it's music. But it's interesting question. Look, when you speak about movie music, we were speaking about modern music just before. Look, these American serials, you know that you have one per week, with absolutely no interest. The most intrigue is he will kiss her, he will not kiss her, and behind on the music you have the violin, you make me, so it's ambiance. It's like contemporary music, okay? But I will never pay 10 euro to go to a concert to listen that precise music if you take out the image. You understand? The music, the sound is here to support the life. So I love modern music when there is some interest, like Ganzer, for example. Ganzer, you know, Jürgen Ganzer?
Czy znasz Jürgena Gansera? Taki współczesny kompozytor niemiecki.
Kojarzę.
Okay, if you don't know Jürgen Ganzer, and try to find Silhouette, the third movement. It's a tick 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 stamp stamp stamp. It's genial. It could be in a lot of movies. So movie of film, music of movies. You have also some Piazzolla, okay, or Galliano wrote a lot of music for movies. So, but for me, it's just music.
Okay.
And you ask me this question because you want to compose music for movies?
Czy pytasz dlatego, że chcesz komponować muzykę do filmów?
Zastanawiałem się nad tym. Mógł pan powiedzieć, bo ja...
Yes, it's possible.
Great. I'm happy to hear that. And I will be more happy to listen your music.
And I remember not my concert of Toots Tillemans. Toots Tillemans plays harmonica. And he said, I like then my music is in movie, but I'm afraid only at the screen somebody is dying.
It's funny, but sometimes the music is so powerful that look, for example, you have a lot of advertisement in television that are small movie of for sometimes 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and the people will listen classical music that they will never listen classical music, but perhaps one title they say, it's the music of this food, you know.
Yes.
So that means the importance of the music in movies, of course. And on the same time, sometimes you look at very interesting documentary about North Pole, about history of, I don't know, a documentary, you know, very interesting. And because of budget, they took one man, you know, who make music with a synthesizer, with sounds that is, honestly, personally, I cannot listen to the documentary. I cannot look at the documentary because this music make pollution. So your question, I never think about, but your question was more interesting that it looked like it was interesting, but it's even more because the music can kill a movie or can save a product in the advertisement. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Czy ktoś w Nysie jeszcze jest, kto chciałby jeszcze zadać jakieś pytanie szybciutko?
2 osoby.
2 osoby, to bardzo szybciutko prosimy, bo mamy 4 minuty. We have only 4 minutes.
Hello, my name is Michael, and I wanted to ask, what do you think of jazz music on accordion?
Jazz music on accordion is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the, how to say, you know, the jazz is born with saxophone, on the same period of the saxophone. And the sound of accordion is quite close to the saxophone, except its polyphonic part. But the sound with bassoon, and especially double bassoon with good reverb, the sound is very similar to saxophone. So it's absolutely adapted for that. I am absolutely not specialized in jazz, I assume. I like jazz, but I am not specialized. Jazz is like accordion, is very new, and you can go in so many different direction. If you listen João Barradas, you know João Barradas, young Portuguese boy, he was my student in classical. He won Coupe Mondiale Junior Classic in 2010 in Varaždin, Croatia. He was fantastic player on the box for classical. And just after this, he won competition, go back to Portugal and make entry in the class of jazz. And I make interview for CMA recently, and he was saying that yeah, he loved jazz since a long time, but we never spoke about that. And on the place of practicing, there was never place for jazz at all. It was at the moment you play this sound, not after, not before, exactly now. And then the ambiance. But now he's playing some jazz that I don't understand at all, and I cannot say that I am objective or not objective. I just love his music. But it's crazy, it's so technical, so impressive. I don't understand nothing. I am like a child who, bravo. So, and you can listen all these Italians who play jazz on the style of Frank Marocco from the United States. Frank Marocco, I look Italiano. And it's lovely, yeah, isn't he lovely, for example. So, accordion have his place on the jazz, like he has a place on classical music, like he has a place on the bars, like he's created. He has his place everywhere, but especially on jazz. And thank you for the question, Dariusz. I have a news for you.
Oh.
Yeah, CMA 2023, we create the jazz section.
Oh, very good. And Renzo Ruggeri will be chairman.
No, chairman will be not accordionist, my friend. Of course, when I decided to make this class of jazz, it's because I had a lot of people who ask me, Fred, when do we have jazz in CMA? When do we have? And I say yes, but to have jazz in CMA, we need to have jazzman in the jury, because in CMA, I'm not joking at all, you know, with the jury members. They need to be specialized on their sections, and I will not say. For example, if we go on a face-to-face version, like I hope very soon, if you have to invite 10 jury members just for jazz, 30 jury members just for classical, 10 jury members just for variety, at the end we are 60. Okay, we will be 60. But it's complicated, no? And after I say, but it's online, of course. I know so many jazzmen, and Barradas will be in the jury, accordionist, of course. Renzo Ruggeri will be on the jury. Galliano will be on the jury. But we will have 3 accordionists and 4-5 jazzmen.
Okay.
A drummer, not for the harmony, of course, but they have a precise idea about harmony because they are not far away, you know. And a drummer, a pianist, a saxophonist, a singer, of course. And this is for 2023. It will be 2 rounds. First round, 1 piece to choose on the real book of jazz. And not a test piece, but in the real book you have more than 100 and 100 and 100. So, and if people don't play 1 piece from the real book, stop jazz. And another one that can be a second from real book, and a solo first round and second round with friends.
Oh, it's a really new idea and new something in CMA.
Yeah.
Please, next question, because our time is short. So Thank you, Michał. And the last is...
The last is the first.
Całą listę pytań.
Jeszcze jedno zadam. Have you composed any song?
I am not jazzman and I'm not composer, I promise. I don't have these abilities and I never make the studies of that. But yes, I compose some things, but something like French music. The first one is Paris la nuit, Paris by night, that you can find on I don't know, on my YouTube, something, yes, I think. I compose one tango, Paris tango. It's nice melody, it's not so rich harmony. It's energetic, it's me, but I cannot say that I'm a composer. I'm sorry.
Zrozumiałeś, czy mam przetłumaczyć?
Zrozumiałam trochę nie.
Pan powiedział, że owszem, nie jest kompozytorem, nigdy nie był jazzmenem ani kompozytorem, ale kilka utworów skomponował. Między innymi skomponował tango i skomponował Noc w Paryżu. Są to 2 utwory, którymi możesz się pochwalić.
Tak, dziękuję.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you for your time, for your knowledge, for your experience in accordion. It was not only interview, it was workshop for us. Thank you very much. And if I will want to introduce you to Poland, it will be a great day for us.
I think I've never been in Poland.
Never been?
I'm quite sure I've never been in Poland. Anyway,
it's great mistake. It's great mistake.
So anyway, Dariusz, thank you so much. I'm so happy to see all this young and this Charles and this Rambo also who have a look to play modern music, not an accordion. And it's great because all the people I know from Poland, they are very active. You know, Nikodem Sobek, of course, who have been my student since some years, and some others, sometimes Szymon's Wierznicki, but I cannot speak this, came also, and I discover really you have this power because you are close to some eastern country and you are very close to the warm Europe West country, so you have this combination of talent, and to see this young face, and after young face, this 18 years old, I think, or 16, 17, 18 years old, it's good motivation for accordion. Bravo.
Today we had WWA, Worldwide Accordion, at this meeting.
Yeah.
Because your experience is greatest experience in the world, I think.
I begin late, but I was active, I promise. But I didn't lose time.
Thank you very much once again, and to the next meetings via internet or via face-to-face.
Okay,
Thank you
hopefully.
very much.
Bye-bye to everybody, and continue accordion.
Goodbye.